I want to take this blank slate and turn it into one of the biggest projects that I've ever worked on. That's because I'll be hosting a battle royale between 4 small YouTubers. Now I could go the easy way and just buy something off Patreon, but $11? Who is genuinely taking their mom's credit card and buying this stuff? Which means I'm going to find a way to build the battle royale island. So no plan and a 25% chance of succeeding brings us to 3 weeks before the competition. Alright, this is the world that I'm going to be doing the battle royale map in. As you can see though, it's just a bunch of water for now, which is why I just downloaded Axiom, which should make it easier to start terraforming. Although I'm definitely going to have to watch the tutorial because my monkey brain is not figuring this out. I just finished the tutorial and I'm still really confused, but as you can see, I'm in a flat world now, so I'm going to try to build some mountains. So I think I can just... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Shoot. Alright, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. Oh, let's go. Oh my gosh, did I just actually figure something out? I'm such a genius. These mountains look pretty good, but they're just dirt, which is where the second tool comes in. The second tool being the painter tool, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It just paints stuff. Using these tools, I'm going to attempt to build an island, but with me being incompetent and all that stuff, it's probably going to take a while, which is why I'm not going to record it and just skip straight to me being on the actual island, which is where I am now. Now, I know it's a pretty barren landscape, but don't worry. I'm going to fill this thing out completely, which is why the next step is to just do some general world paint. A few hours later, and I would say it's an absolute masterpiece, but we're not even close to done yet. Although I do love how a lot of the cliffs and mountains turned out, we're going to be mainly focusing on this flatter area because that's where all of the builds are going to be. Speaking of builds, the next step is to plan out where everything's going to go. And plan out I did, kind of. I didn't use a lot of the exact layouts, but I did get a great general idea for where everything was going to go. Anyway, red wool equals residential, green wool equals shops or commercial, yellow wool is agriculture, orange wool is military, blue wool I guess is like sea stuff. I don't really know what I was doing with that one. And purple wool is the mining district. And wow, this looks like a complete jumbled mess. I tried to use as much common sense as I could possibly do, but as a Minecraft YouTuber, I only have so much. Anyway, as you can see, we have the first village here. It's a lot smaller than the second village, but this is the mining village, and as well as like the farming village, which is obviously going to be a lot smaller than the trade village because, you know, it's an island nation, only has so many resources. We're going to have a road that comes through here past this farmhouse into the mining village. I think I'm going to have a bridge over here, the kind of gatehouse looking thing here, so we can have some people coming through here, but mostly just resources coming over the bridge into the docks area. Over here we have a larger village. This village is a lot more centered around trade, obviously the castle. Other than that though, we do have these caves. If I can show, I built these caves running all throughout the mountains here, which will provide some pretty cool areas to just do the battle royale map in. Now over on this side we have this flat area with this kind of thing coming down to it. I think I want to build another port here just so we can have another dock, and this one will directly go straight into the castle. I'm not sure if you saw it before, but this massive gray concrete looking thing is where I'm going to be building all the houses, just so I can build them over here and paste them all around the island. Hi, Editing One Gaming here. I don't know why, but I decided to have my microphone off while I was recording this, so there's no audio. So I'm going to try to like explain just generally what I'm saying here. Basically, I copied and pasted all the outlines for the buildings from all the different buildings in the first village. Obviously, I'm going to have to make some more for the second village because it's just a lot bigger of a village with more buildings. Anyway, I want to build out all these molds and place them all around the first and second village, rotate them a little bit, you know, get them to look a little bit different. The Axiom's definitely going to help a lot with this process, which is another reason why I'm so grateful I just downloaded this. Over the next half an hour, I proceeded to build the ugliest house I think I've ever built in my entire Minecraft career. Like, I don't even know what I was trying to do with this roof gradient. It just did not work out, and for some reason the stripped pale oak was just not working at all for me. So instead of trying to have a gradient on the roof and stripped pale oak logs on the base, I'm just gonna have plain mangrove on the roof, and then I'm gonna do a gradient of just white stuff as the walls. Luckily though, once I had the first building done and the general idea just in my head, the rest of the buildings weren't too hard because I could just copy and paste some of the elements from the first building to the rest of the buildings. Also, having the general idea down really helped because I just knew what I was doing. Now with all the houses done, I can finally start placing them around the map. Of course, though, I first had to remove all the plants because, you know, things with plants, they just never work out. Am I right? Right? Oh no. Then finally I was able to start placing builds down. It felt absolutely incredible. And then I forgot to record my reaction when the village was finished. I also forgot to record me building an extra part to the island where I was going to build a farm. So, yeah, this is the next thing I have. I'm so sorry. Now, as much as I just want to keep pasting raw builds around the place like I did in the village and the farm, this farm is just way too appealing. I really want to detail this and just make it look like an actual farm. I don't know. There's just something super appealing about it. Then I want to detail the village. Then I'll probably do something like this, maybe the castle or this village or maybe the docks or mining area. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'm going to detail that and then detail this. The first thing I'm going to detail in the farm area is going to be the outside of this house because it does not fit in the environment at all right now. So in order to start filling some stuff, why can't I talk? In order to start filling some stuff in, I'm going to start by building a nice little log pile, something like this. You know what, I think I'm going to put a garden there. I'm going to make the log pile in the back. If I make something like, why can't I place? What? Excuse me? Okay, what I had to say was, if I make something like this, then I detail it out, then I can make a pretty cool log pile. Now this log pile looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but I only spent less than a minute on it, and it already attaches the building to the surrounding environment pretty well. So this, along with the garden and some other detailing, will take the build from looking bland like this to really green and colorful. Of course, the build still looks pretty out of place, but you gotta watch the time lapse in order to see the final result. And now it is finally time for my favorite part of every single video, a time lapse. And whoopsie, I got so carried away with that time lapse, I accidentally detailed the village. Moving on though, I think it's about time that I build the second biggest building on the island. This building is going to be basically a pillager outpost. You've probably seen a million pillager outpost upgrades before, so I'm not going to bore you too much with this one. Basically, I just brought up the walls for the exterior of the build, and I'm going to hand it over to actually Building One Gaming to explain how I actually built it. Thank you so much. I really hope I remember to record the segment, and that circle is too small, so I'm just going to enlarge the circle here, make it pretty big, and then I'm gonna add just a bunch of spruce. I'm gonna use this axiom like symmetry tool, so just make it a lot easier. And yeah, I want to make something pretty tall, pretty big, and then I'm gonna do the interior. I hate doing interiors, but it's gonna be worth it. This time lapse probably has to be one of the most satisfying time lapses, but basically I just did a deep slate base with some spruce in the middle part, and I did a basic topper. I think it looks pretty good. It's really hard to record myself building interiors, but all you need to know is that for this tower, they are done. Now I just gotta paste it into the pillager outpost thing and add some more details to it. Alright, those final details definitely brought the build together. Now, I am actually hosting a Battle Royale here, which is going to be absolutely epic. But I did just get the news that the small YouTubers I invited can do it in 8 days, which means it is finally time for the mines. I'm gonna be honest, most of the mining area is pretty boring, but I did expand the cave system, so there's a bunch of mines running all over the place. This is going to be a really cool area of the map, and I can't wait for the people to actually use this during the Battle Royale. And with that, it is finally time to move on to the second biggest build on this island, the castle. I'm so excited because I love building castles. This is going to be really fun. Firstly, what I had to do was stack up the outline for the castle, and I do want to point out that I textured the towers differently. I used more like blobby textures on this one. As you can see, I have andesite, stone. They're kind of going all over the tower. This, I use more of a gradient going from this tough all the way up to this light stone. I'm not sure which one I prefer more, but since this was a smaller surface, I decided this would fit more also, so you can distinguish the difference between the towers and the walls a lot easier. Together though, I definitely think they go together very well. After the towers and the walls, next thing I have to do is complete the courtyard. The mentality for this is just fill every single space with something that actually has a purpose. Another thing you can do to add detail to literally any build is just add some construction around it. It just works every single time. Next to the castle, I decided to build a massive tower overlooking the town. The exterior is pretty boring to do, but I did find a way to actually record doing the interior for this one. As you can see, I just built a basic basement, and then I just built a bunch of rooms. I only recorded me building the first set of rooms because all of the other rooms are just the same exact thing, copy and pasted up in the next couple of floors. Now it's finally time to move on to the docks area. I'm gonna be honest, I kinda messed up making the docks too small for cargo ships, but they're perfectly sized for fishing ships. The trick I use for filling up cluttered spaces like this is just put a bunch of random stuff and figure out a use for it later. Here I turn a bunch of random blocks into a simple shelf.
We've got a lot of this project done, but I'm feeling a little bit of burnout, so I feel like I'm gonna take a quick break, you know.
You know it's in like 3 days, right?
Well, now that I know only about 2.5 days to actually complete this, which is an insanely scary thought, I should probably gonna move on. Especially if I'm gonna build out all of these houses and interiors. So you know I had to put on some music, get a quick warm-up match going. Let's go, easiest win of my life, come on. No! Means it's now time to move on to a different project. Oh yeah, you really thought I was gonna focus on one thing for once in my life? I mean, come on, it's Friday night. Plus, I have all of Saturday and half of Sunday to get this done, so there's no way, absolutely no way that I don't finish, right? Right? I may be cooked, but this area was looking a bit dry, and I did want to add a new POI, whatever, POI. I wanted to add a new place in order to just add some interest, and I think the ship definitely adds a lot, especially because, as I mentioned before, the area where the fishing boats are is not enough. It's 1 in the morning right now. I just finished this huge thing. Sorry if I'm talking quietly. I don't want to wake anybody up, but oh my gosh, this took so long. It looks great though. Not sure why I built it so big, but yeah, I'm gonna have to move on to the village now. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed. I did oversleep a little bit, but I don't even have time to worry about that. I got to work immediately pasting some of the houses. I'm gonna have to change the roofs later, but I don't even have time to worry about that because I immediately then had to move on to building the houses on the street. I did fix up a lot of the stuff. I added another pathway because, you know what? I've got too much time in my hands. Oh gosh, I'm so cooked. Anyway, I built up some more houses, and that's what I did for a lot of the rest of the day. Hi, it's an editing and sick one gaming here. At the end of that day, I fell asleep at my computer. According to OBS, I fell asleep at 11 o'clock, which doesn't seem that late, but when you've been playing Minecraft the entire day, oh boy was I tired. I woke up about 12 and went to bed, but you get the point. I was really tired, and yeah, it's the next day now. 5 or 6 hours of the competition, and I am in full panic mode. I barely even have time to properly record this. Oh my gosh, I am so nervous, but oh, I'm just had to start building. Finally, after 2 days of pretty much only playing Minecraft, the build was finished just in time for me to start the event. Unfortunately, after a few people got in, yeah, the event was moved, so I was really doing all that for nothing. Anyway, here are some really cool cinematic shots of the entire thing. It looks absolutely amazing. Yes, the Battle Royale is actually happening in a later video. Please like and subscribe because this was an absolutely insane project. Took me so long to do, and oh my gosh, it just looks insane. I do want to build another one of these islands, but I'm not sure what I actually want to build in it. Could be like parkour, could be racing, could be like a capture the flag event. I don't know. Comment your ideas down below. Explode.
explosion.